The man who says he can and the man who says he can't are both correct. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to episode number 9 of The Exposed. I'm your host, Keanuisaiah, creator of the best vibe mixes. If you guys want to check it out, music, book recommendations list, life values, full episode, anything like that stuff, go check it out in my link in the bio. As always, the mission statement of this podcast is this: to expose people to the right information. Not to tell you how to live, not to tell you what to do, none of that stuff. Just to simply expose thought-provoking stuff that is happening around us at all times and things that have, personally helped me in different ways. So I just wanted to be able to just help another keanuisaiah out there going through this life and has questions about this type of stuff. So anyways, today's episode number 9, we're going to be talking about limited or limiting beliefs. Now, this is another huge topic and this kind of stuff, just because me personally, I feel like limiting beliefs are one of the biggest things that are holding us back from doing anything. Literally just doing anything, from getting out of our own way and being able to create something bigger than what we could even imagine. Or being able to turn our life into a life of service instead of a life of just taking, and consuming. So I'm gonna start off with the actual definition of that, limiting beliefs. So if you were to go on Google, search this up, what it says is that limiting beliefs, if you guys see, check it out, I have all my notes and everything right here. Do not mind me, as always, you know that I have all my stuff right here. But definition of limiting beliefs. A limiting belief is a state of mind, conviction, or belief that you think to be true and that limits you in some way. This could be about you, your interactions with others, or the world, just simply the world. So that's literally the definition if you were to go look it up on Google and all that. So before I get into other examples, I think the best way to just bring this home, and the best way that I'm gonna just bring about it, is to tell you one of my biggest limiting beliefs that I've had just before all this stuff. Just one of the very first things when I started raising my awareness about these types of things, I started looking into myself and I started looking into different areas and stuff like that. And one of the biggest things that I found that was really holding me back, and just really was just holding me back in a bunch of different ways. But one of the things that I found out with myself is this. I literally thought this at one point. This is literally a limiting belief that I've had with myself. The reason why I'm showing you this is so you guys can look at yourselves and see, look in your own world. What are you saying, or what are you limiting yourself and all that? So my biggest limiting belief that I used to have was that all rich people are mean, and however they got their riches, they either had it passed down, or they just cheated somebody out of the way. There was no win-win situations. It was just always, if you have money, you did someone wrong. That was a limiting belief that I had. And honestly, I feel like that might even connect with a lot of you guys right now. Like, man, if that guy's rich, if he owns the Ferrari right there, he's an asshole, or he messed over somebody in a business deal or something like that. That's how we got that. It's never really, if you think about it, it's never like, oh, he got that. He must have been passionate about something and helped thousands of people somehow. How come we aren't having these types of thoughts about those stuff? So just letting y'all know, that was literally a huge limiting belief that I've had with myself. And hopefully that helps in a different way. But going into examples and stuff like that, I'm gonna start off with this quote. You are not what you think you are, but what you think you are. Oh, once I first heard that one, I was like, oh damn, something about the truth, it vibrates at the highest frequency. So if you heard that and you're like, dang, it hit me right there, it's because it's his truth. So anyway, going into other examples and what makes a limiting belief a limiting belief. A lot of times they're gonna start off with this: I can't. Straight up, look into yourself. What is stuff that I can't? I can't start a business because I have no money. I can't. What is it? I can't do that. Just simply, I can't do that. I can't learn how to do a Rubik's Cube. That's one of the things I'm gonna be learning here in the next couple months. but I can't do a Rubik's Cube. I can't become one of El Paso's best hair barbers. Hair barber, no one even says that. I'm not, no one even says that. Like, you guys get what I'm saying. I can't be my own nail technician. I don't have the knowledge for that. Those are all how limiting beliefs start. I can't. X. So another example is that X is a bad person. And see, like with these things too, is that I don't want you to just think of like all the bad stuff. It happens. Limiting beliefs happen in different areas too. So that's why I put this example, is that X is a bad person. Look at both sides of the coin, is what I'm trying to say. X is a bad person. John's a bad person because he got into a scandalous situation with a former ex or whatever. So you're just gonna mark off all the other things he did just because of that one situation. We all know someone that has done bad things but aren't bad people. So just differentiate that. But like I was saying, on the other side of the coin, that thing is that X is a bad person, but you also can't say X is a perfect person either, because that is also a limiting belief. So you can't just just like with Instagram. Go on Instagram, you see a person, go see like over 1 million followers, over average of 1 million likes every picture, or 1 million views every video, or whatever. This person is, just because they look perfect on there doesn't mean it is. That's why I don't attach myself to anybody that, first of all, I don't even know. Like, how does that even make any sense? Other than like artists and stuff, like Drake and Tory Lanez. I'll attach myself to them. That's cool. But no, is that okay? So another one would be that people would judge me, right? Like, that's literally the thing bouncing off of that. People judge me. I can't start my own podcast. People are gonna judge me. This literally thoughts that people have even messaged me and told me personally, like DM and stuff like that, is that I don't want to start that. I'm scared people will judge me. I don't want to start my own streaming stuff because people would judge me. I can't see how the I can't is always right there. You can't listen to the I can't. You can't listen to the I can't. Look, y'all, I don't want it to make it seem like this, is that I'm not perfect or anything like that. And I tell you, I've already mentioned this a few other times in my other episodes. I'm not perfect. I'm not saying limiting beliefs, I don't have them. Because I do. I still have them. These are thoughts that still go bouncing around in my head every now and then, daily, But it's just, I just don't listen to them. They all appear here, but that's the thing, is that not everybody understands this, is that we have over 80,000 thoughts a day, right? So we don't have to interact and engage with every single thought. Why do we have to engage in that? Why do we have to engage in, man, every day I wake up, I'm just so stressed and I'm annoyed. So, and starting your day off with that kind of mentality, that mindset, because another thing with the 80,000 thought stuff is that they say 80%, 90% of the thoughts that we had today are the same thoughts that we had the day before. So all of our thoughts are just rolled over. Think about that. That's how we just get going, live that how would you say, unstimulated life. They say that it's easier for a rich man to get back rich and a poor man to get rich, but it's so much harder for an average person to get rich because they don't have any stimulus. They're literally in the middle. They're coasting. A person from the bottom knows how it feels to not eat anything, and knows what it feels like to go days without eating food and not knowing where the next meal or the next dollar is coming from. So then they are more likely, I'm not saying all of them, they're more likely to start reaching for stuff because they don't want to feel like this, and our emotions dictate who we are, and so much stuff with that. But even with the rich person, this rich person, we've all heard stuff like that, even like Jordan Belfort, even like rich and then fell off, and then they got rich again. Is because they know what it feels like to be up there. They don't want to go back and live like this. So just like I'm saying, y'all, we just have to be paying attention to more of these kinds of stuff, just because at the end of the day, it just helps. We don't have to interact with all this stuff. But going back into it, more examples is that they are X than me, or they're so much better than me at that. What I say to that is, comparison is the thief of joy. Don't compare yourself to anybody. Don't compare yourself to, just don't compare yourself. Why? that's cool to acknowledge other people and what they're doing, but I would say, like, why are you comparing? That person is at a different point. They have different DNA, genetic stuff that's been able to help them, different situations, different scenarios that have been blessed with their life, and that's how they're able to be on the gram getting all these, like, but you can't compare yourself to that. You're a completely different person. We are all completely different people. That's why we do thumbprints, because we're all uniquely different. At the end of the day, we all have the potential to do anything we really want. We just have to actually put in the work and stay committed to it, So at the end of the day, that's what I say. Comparison is the thief of joy. Another thing is that I don't need this. I don't need to be rich. Why? I don't need that. They say that, and I even have it right here, is that limiting beliefs may not always hold you back. They keep you exactly where you are. So that's another thing to just keep in mind about this kind of stuff, is that there might not be the thing that's holding you back and making you feel bad down and everything. They might just be the limiting beliefs that hold you exactly where you are. That alone, I don't need that. I don't want the red Ferrari, because that if I want the red Ferrari, there's gonna be some other stuff that you're gonna have to do. If you want different, you got to do different at the end of the day. So again, more examples of that. I'll never be able to do that. I don't deserve that. I've already tried everything. So here's another thing I wanted to mention too, is that I have to drink or I have to do drugs in order to have a good time. That's a limiting belief, and that is one that you can be walking on the tightrope of life with, messing with drugs and all that other stuff. Like me, like I said, I'm not perfect. I drink, I have fun, but I also am moderated with anything that I do. I'm conscious of everything, unless I'm Arizona Kiki. I'm not gonna get into that stuff and nickname and whatnot. But I know the other people laughing. They're about to put this in the group chat right now. But no, like I was saying, is that a limiting belief would be that I have to drink or I have to do this to have a good time. So I can't have a good time unless I do this. That's a limiting belief. And I just wanted to put that there because, honestly, mental health is related directly to that kind of stuff. If you're in mental illness, if your mental health is off, you're going to start being more likely to get into substance, So that's what I'm saying. I want to do my part. I know that people kill themselves over this kind of stuff, and we've all seen this, just growing up and everything. Like, people have taken their lives, and me personally, I feel like I have to say something about that because it's a full life, People, the reason why people kill themselves is because they feel that it would be better off of this planet than to be in it or on it. So it's just, there's so much psychological stuff in between that, and I just want to be able to just put my just be able to talk about this kind of stuff, because people don't talk about that, and I don't know why not. Again, with why can't the guy with the Lamborghini be a good person? Like, why does he have to be an ass or a jackass or anything like that, or he's messed over someone or something like that, So these are all limiting beliefs. A couple more is that I don't believe in, right? I don't believe, or my family doesn't believe that if we start a business, we'll be rich. The man who thinks he can and the man who thinks he can't are both right. Who said that? Confucius. Confucius said that. The man who believes he can and the man who believes he cannot are both correct. So that goes along with you. And the reason why, I'm even doing these episodes is because I had my awakening June 2016. There was a specific date in there. If you guys want to talk about that in a separate thing, it's literally one day to the next. I had an awakening because of this one thing. I'm not talking about that right now, but it's literally opened my mind to all this stuff, is because we're literally the only ones holding ourselves back. We're not in competition with the world. The world is happening. We have to figure out the inner game to go and play the outer game. That's what I believe. That's what I really think that we have to do in order to become truly successful and to be truly fulfilled and to really have a purpose, to really have a life worth living in this kind of stuff, So That's what I believe. Some of you agree, some of you might not. And that's cool. More power to you. All I'm doing is just spreading my word and spreading my truths and what I believe in this world, because I know that I can help someone else. That's simply, I know I can help someone else. I've already been told just off of the first episode or the first two episodes that I've helped them in a separate way. So I've already reached my goal that I had in the beginning with that to begin with. I just want to be able to help more. I want to be able to just, I know there are other people out here talking, have these problems day to day. All they have to do is just change their perspective. How you change your perspective is by raising your awareness on any of the stuff that you need to. If you want to get better at basketball, okay, and engulf and indulge yourself completely in basketball training and what do they call plays? No, not plays. This film. So you want to watch a crap load of film, watch actual techniques and drills on how you can become better and do all these things, because success leaves clues. That's what I learned, is that success leaves clues. And that if you were to look at the most successful people that you like, they didn't happen overnight. A lot of these overnight stuff literally is unicorn stuff. It's not even real. Success leaves clues. All right, lastly, y'all, this is the last limiting belief I want to just talk about. You guys can dig more into this kind of stuff on your own time. I just want to be able to just put the plate right here for you so you guys can look at it. I'm cultivating my own audience. Shout out to everybody that's at least been showing love and actually helping me out with this kind of stuff. But just to put this right there, you guys can make your own decisions, like I said. But the last one I'm talking about is that, so the learned helplessness theory is that, and it's from a beliefs program and stuff, is that when a person believes that a situation is out of their control, they just stop trying. Or out of control, not out of their control. Whenever a person believes that a situation is out of control, they just stop trying. So when this is how like a lot of broke people think. If you want to just generalize stuff like that. Look, I'm not saying I have 5 commas in my bank account. I'm not where I want to be financially, but I want to say this. This is the reason why broke people like stay broke, is because, oh my God, I wake up and all I have is bills. And that even goes hand in hand with the law of attraction and this kind of stuff. If you want me to talk about that in a different episode, leave a comment. But that goes hand in hand with the law of attraction, because what you think about, you bring about. So if you're here always just thinking about, man, all I get is bills. I never get checks. In my mailbox, all I get is bills. And all I have is collectors calling me all the time. I have my internet or my Wi-Fi, electricity is always, I don't know how I'm gonna be able to pay for it. If you're always thinking like that and always living in that, it's so much harder to get out of it, because that's what you believe. These are your limiting beliefs. See how that all just kind of circles around? But I just wanted to put it like that, y'all. Those are limiting beliefs. Like I said, you guys can look into it all at your own time. But what I want to talk about lastly is not talk about, but just give you guys lastly a better way to think about these opposite limiting beliefs is being in well, I even have it right here. Look, it's in some different notes that I put. But it says is that, would you rather live, let me see. It says, because I want to say it right. And it was from a movie I watched. If you guys haven't checked this movie out, it's called Dare to Dream. Dare to Dream. That's actually my second favorite movie. My first favorite movie is called The Love Guru. Check it out. This is the best movie ever. But what it says right here, look, what it says right here, I got it 8/2/20 at 2:30 a.m. My first time ever watching this movie, I took notes on it. But it says is that, would you rather live in loss and fear or gain and joy? Every time I think about that, y'all, I always just think about, man, my limiting beliefs are keeping, why am I staying in this? I rather think about this. You know what they say is that, I was even watching this stuff from Dr. Joe Espinosa. I wasn't even planning on saying this, but Dr. Joe Dispenza, if you guys know who he is, if you don't, you need to go check him out. He studies all this kind of stuff, and I learned a lot from him, but what he says is that, and it was a study on whenever you're remembering stuff. It was a remembering study, and what he says is that 50% of the memory we embellish. We literally make up make up stuff literally in our old memory. So we're literally, think about it like this: why are we staying in our past when our past is halfway true? Why not live in a future where it might not be true in our current reality, but that's what we want? You know, why are we striving for that? So I just want to leave you guys with these. Whenever you're having limiting beliefs, think of this. Think of this. Imagine if, what if I can? What if I actually succeed in multi-million dollar deals? What if I actually succeed in my podcast? What if I actually become one of the top nail technicians in El Paso? What if my eyelashes game is the best in the city, and now I'm be able to work with the president? You know, whether you like Trump or not, working with the president is a cool thing. You know, like, you know, I'm not gonna get into all this politics stuff, but just being able to have those kind of thoughts to begin with is gonna help us get out of the little rut or any of our limiting beliefs that we have. So I just want to say that, y'all. And one of the cool things that I like after watching and digging more into this kind of stuff, one of the alter things that you can do is think best case scenario. Best case scenario. Whenever something bad is happening, whenever you feel that, what's the best that can happen about this? Focus on the potential of your day instead of the problem of it. I'm gonna end on that note, y'all. Thank you all for checking this out. I appreciate you. If this helped you at all, please comment, please share, tag me in your story photo so then I can actually post you and we can both get love. But thank you guys for just sticking out with me. If this helps, cool. If it didn't, it will in the future whenever you're ready to receive this information. Thank you guys. I'll see you guys next week.